Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at UFC 321, 321, Tom Aspinall versus Gane. We're going to be giving the predictions for every fight on the card. I'm going to start with the prelim and I'm going to move up into the main event. First fight of the night is Jacqueline Amarin versus Mizuki Inoue. Inoue's been gone for a while. Didn't have much to go off before she disappeared off the face of the earth. Amarim was pretty slick with them submissions, to be honest with you. It's feeling like an Amarim submission fairly early. I'm thinking like a triangle, maybe an armbar, fairly early on. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jacqueline Amarim by submission. On to the next one. Azat Maxim versus Mitch Raposo. So I lean towards Mitch Raposo, but I feel like, honestly, Azat Maxim's probably going to be able to answer the grappling of Mitch Raposo. I think so. I think he kind of ruins the game plan of Mitch Raposo and kind of stuffs the takedowns, keeps it a standing affair, and then by the time Mitch Raposo manages to get a takedown, maybe we're too gassed to really get it eaten done, and we kind of just see out the end of the round there. Or maybe it's heavy grappling early. I could see Maxim being able to to tangle with Mitch Raposo, especially in MMA grappling. He might be able to throw some knees in there, some sly little elbows and stuff, mix this up. And I think if it does come down to a grappling affair, I think we kind of see it standing against the fence more so than going to the ground. I think Maxim probably gets the win by a decision. To be honest with you, I reckon Azat Maxim by decision. On to the next one. Chris Barnett versus Hamdi Abdelwahab. I'm not going with Chris Barnett for this one. That would be ridiculous. It'd be ridiculous to pick Chris Barnett for anything. To pick No, I wouldn't. No. Morbid obesity versus regular heavyweight obesity, because both guys are fat. Don't get me wrong. Both guys are blobs. It's just Chris Barnett is the extreme. So no, we're going with Hamdi Abdelwahab. Probably like the TKO, to be honest, or a submission. I could see him just taking Barnett down and Barnett just laying there like a blob the whole time. I'm sure he's coming back off a surgery as well because he's fat. He had a fat surgery. Did he get injured in his last fight? He got injured in his last fight or something. But yeah. We're going with Hamdi Abdelwahab. Probably. I'm liking a submission, but I could see a TKO just kind of laying on top of Chris Barnett and tiring him out, because Chris Barnett's short as well. Like, he's fat, but he's also small, especially compared to Hamdi Abdelwahab. So I could just see him kind of getting laid on and tired out, and then kind of TKO finished if there's no submission presenting itself. But I could see a submission, so I'm going to go with Hamdi Abdelwahab by submission. Next up, we've got Jose Delgado versus Nathaniel Wood and Nathan Wood. I'm going with Nathan Wood. I'm sticking with the biases of this channel. We're biased over here. We always pick the UK fighter, except for when we don't, which may occur in just a moment. But right now, we're picking Nathaniel Wood. I reckon he probably wins a decision over Jose Delgado? Jose Delgado's got power. He's actually got power, and I feel like if he does put it on Wood, he might sleep him, to be honest. I do worry about that. We're gonna go with Nathan Wood by decision. I think he's probably got the work, he's probably got the footwork, he's probably got the chin to go to kind of play it safe and score the points. Then I just think he's gonna stand there and try and trade for a minute, and then he's gonna find out in the worst possible way. So that was a bad move. We're gonna go with Nathaniel Wood by decision against my best. I think it's gonna be a split decision. A split decision for Nathaniel Wood. Maybe he even gets dropped, but he keeps it going. And I think Delgado just kind of finds it hard. So I think it gets harder as the fight goes on for Delgado to find openings to land the power shots. Hopefully, that's the hope, is that Nathaniel Wood can keep it complex enough and keep the feints going enough to keep Delgado guessing enough to not be proactive with his power shots, if that makes sense. Because you want to find the target before you finish the target, right? Before you throw your power shots. So if he can just kind of stay just out the way, but he's smaller as well, right? Smaller guy, smaller reach. It's a tall order. I'm kind of second guessing it. I'm gonna stop talking about it before I talk myself out of it. Nathaniel Wood by decision. Oh gosh, now I'm going with Walter Walker. See, this is why, because I'm breaking the tradition. I'm not going with Louis Sutherland. Taking this fight on like a couple weeks' notice, I think. One of the Taffa brothers is fat. I mean, both of the Taffa brothers are fat. What am I talking about? The Taffa brothers are fat and they're unprofessional, and they can't fight, and they can't make weight at heavyweight. I'm lumping them both together because for the life of me, I can't remember which one it is, and they just swap back and forth anyway. So and they're both trash. So who cares? I'm going with Walter Walker, probably by a leg lock submission, probably maybe a heel hook, maybe a knee bar, probably in the first round. Walter Walker by submission. Next up, Abdul Karim Al Swahidi versus Mateus Camilo. That is his name, right? I'm not butchering this guy. Abdul Karim Al Swahidi. I said the part that I could read wrong. Al Swahidi versus Mateus Camilo. I'm going with Al Swahidi. I think it's going to be kind of tit for tat, point scoring match, and I think Swahidi's style better fits that. I think it does go to a decision. And I think actually it's going to be kind of slow and take some of the pop out of this card, which is actually a pretty decent card. But I'm hoping it's a war, and I'm hoping they don't respect each other's power too much, and they don't fear each other too much, and this is actually a war. Because if it does, it could be pretty promising. So I'm going to go with Al Swahidi, by decision. On to the next one. Mateusz Rebecki versus Ludovic Klein. I lean towards Rebecki, but I'm gonna let this Jiminy Cricket on my shoulder convince me to go with Ludovic Klein. I don't know why I've got this feeling, but I feel like out of the two of them, I think maybe Klein's chin holds up a little bit better. I think this is going to be a gunfight. I think these two guys do like to trade and do like to bang. So I unprofessional of me, so I do think Ludovic Klein probably wins the battle of the durability, but I wonder who hits harder. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Ludovic Klein. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ludovic Klein. What do the odds reckon? What does the Tapology odds think? Slight favourite, near evens. Yeah, I'm thinking Ludovic Klein by TKO. To be honest with you. I'm going to go with Ludovic Klein by TKO. It's basically a pick 'em anyway. Next up, we've got Ikram Aliskerov versus Jun Young Park. I'm going with Ikram Aliskerov. I can't keep backing the Asian guys. I can't keep backing these guys. As much as I thought they'd be an amazing integration into the UFC. I thought their scrambling, grappling style and their kind of slick boxing was going to be enough. I just don't think it is anymore. I've been completely convinced otherwise. So I'm going to go with Ikram Aliskerov, likely by a TKO, likely very early. I'm thinking first round TKO over Jun Young Park. On to the next one. Nasrat Haqparast versus Quinlan Salkild. Always say his name wrong. Got it right this time. Nasrat Haqparast versus Quinlan Salkild. I'm going with Nasrat. I think his style is better suited again to scoring these points and getting the win. Whereas Salkild's probably going to be looking for a knockout. I think he's going to be trying to get in there and put some damage on Nasrat Haqparast. Whereas Nasrat's just going to score points and just be elusive. Be on his bike, basically. He's going to be running away. But he's going to be scoring points as he runs away. So he's going to win it on the scorecards. So yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go with Nasrat Haqparast. So I'm going with Nasrat Haqparast, likely by decision. Next up, we've got Alexander Rakic versus Azamat Muzakhanov. I'm going with Rakic. He's suffered a few losses. A good back-to-back couple of losses. But they weren't bad fights, and he had his moments. And the level of competition far above anything Azamat Muzakhanov has fought yet. So yeah, I suppose he's lost to a better caliber of opponent. I'm going to go with... That's a tough one, though, because it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. Let's take a deeper look. Let's refresh the memory. Yeah, it's a 3-fight skid. Magomed Ankalaev, previous champ. Yuri Prohaska, current champ. Jan Blachowicz, pretty decent fighter. You know, that's not a bad set of people to lose to, realistically. Everyone beats Anthony Smith, he's trash. Thiago Santos isn't a bad win either. Brenson Ribeiro is a bit he's alright. Alonzo Menefield, not that bad to be fair. I don't rate him highly, I'll give him his credit, but he's not terrible. Justin Jacoby, not terrible. Dustin Jacoby even. Devin Clark. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with Rakic. I think the caliber of opponent he's fought is higher than Azamat Muzakhanov, and that doesn't mean that Muzakhanov can't win. I just think Rakic he's got the miles on the clock, you know, and I think he's just gonna he's gonna pull out the crafty vet move. He's gonna be crafty with it, you know. So yeah, I want to go with Alexander Rakic. I want to say a decision. I'm going to go with Rakic by decision. On to the next one. Alexander Volkov versus Jailton Almeida. A tough one for me to pick. Rate both guys very highly. Big fan of both guys as well. Volkov been done dirty. Why is he getting Jailton Almeida? What the fuck? Why is he getting Jailton Almeida? There's no way, man. See, I think he beat Cyril Gane, to be honest with you. So I say, what? And now we're feeding them. We're going to try and feed them to Jailton Almeida. Oh, man. I don't know, it's a tough one. I feel like I've got to go with Almeida. I'm a big Volkov fan, you see. I'm a fan of Volkov. I think he's one of those guys that's a little bit unsung a heavyweight. I think he beat Cyril Gane as well. By the way, I think he quite clearly beat Cyril Gane. So sacrificing him to Jailton Almeida is crazy. I've got to go with Jailton Almeida. I'm going with Jailton Almeida. TKO over Alexander Volkov. Although I am praying that Volkov pulls it off. I think he deserves a shot at the title, whoever be the champion by the time he gets there. Whoever it may be. Next up, Umar Nurmagomedov versus Mario Batista. I'm going to go with Umar. I'm a fan of Mario Batista. I don't want to pick against him, actually, but I'm going to have to do it. It's just going to come down to the more well-roundedness of Umar Nurmagomedov, where Mario Batista can grapple and he can strike. Its grappling is just not going to be on the same level. And I think, yeah, honestly, I think Umar just kind of ragdolls him. Like, who have we got at the top, really? We've got Merab and then Umar. I know he's third right now, but come on now. Let's be realistic here. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Umar Nurmagomedov. I'm liking a submission. I'm feeling a submission. I'm gonna take a chance and I'm gonna say Umar Nurmagomedov by decision. Yeah, why not? Umar Nurmagomedov by decision. I'm kind of, yeah. We're going to decisions a lot, really, aren't we? At this highest level. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Umar Nurmagomedov by decision over Mario Batista. Next up, Uh, Jandaroba versus Mackenzie Dern. I'm going to go with Jandaroba. I've picked against her a couple of times now, back to back, but I think it's finally time to just accept that she just scares me, okay, guys? She scares me, if we're being honest. But we're gonna go with the creature from my nightmares, Jandaroba. Uh, Fuck it, I don't know. Lovecraftian horror. Jandaroba absorbs Mackenzie Dern's life essence as the fight begins and wins automatically via TKO, via soul suction TKO. Yeah, I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jan. I'm gonna go with Jandaroba by TKO over Mackenzie Dern. I think. I think this ends on the ground. I think it ends with some ground and pound from Jandaroba. I think maybe there's an attempted takedown after being hit. Maybe gets hit going for the takedown and then kind of gets turned on her, gets flipped and then gets bonked. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Gets rocked and then gets exploited and then finished on the ground. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Jandaroba by TKO. Next up, and the big one, the finale. Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane. There's probably going to be another video on this channel breaking this down in more detail, maybe even going and showing some previous fight clips and breaking down technique and whatnot. It's hard to do for Aspinall because there's not a lot of fight footage that gives too much away. There's not a lot of tape on him because he doesn't fight for very long, shortest average fight time and all that. Which I suppose is a benefit to him, really, because, but every time he fights, you get a little bit more. So you just got to watch a highlight reel every time you want to do tape study on Aspinall. You just, you're forced to just watch his highlight reels because that's all there are. And then you've got Cyril Gane. I said earlier in this video, I don't think he beats Alexander Volkov. And honestly, I think Aspinall beats Volkov. Not in the same way, but I think Aspinall beats Volkov in the same. Cyril Gane, man. How much grappling could he have learned, right? How much grappling could he have learned? I just don't think it's going to be enough. I'll be honest, I just don't think it's going to be enough. The glaring hole in Cyril Gane's game is the same hole that Francis Ngannou had, and that's the grappling. And it seems like, and then he got out grappled by Francis, and then he got out grappled by John, and then he got outpointed. Then he got outpointed by Volkov, in my opinion. We all know it happened. I don't care. We all know it happened. I'm sure even Dana said it happened. But yeah. So I have a hard time thinking that Tom won't be able to just grapple Cyril if it gets sticky on the feet. And I just don't think it's going to get sticky on the feet. I think Aspinall probably just blasts the chin off of Cyril Gane as soon as the first shot lands. I think everything Tom throws is with bad intention. And I think the second he's within range, he's gonna bonk you. He's gonna bonk you, and you're gonna go down like literally every single other opponent has just gone down from being bonked. Nearly every other opponent has just gone down from being bonked. I don't know, man. I feel like the glaring hole in the grappling game of Cyril Gane is easily exploitable, and I don't know if the kickboxing of Cyril Gane will be enough to put himself at the same level that Aspinall can box, Aspinall can kickbox. Maybe not in the same traditional standard as a Cyril Gane, because Aspinall is Cyril Gane was kickboxing and then transitions, but. Yeah, I just don't think he's going to have much of an answer for Tom, and I am biased. We're biased over here on this channel. We're biased, but I just don't see it. Maybe we'll watch the breakdown video. You know what happened with Dricus du Plessis. Okay, I was rocking with Dricus, then we did the breakdown video, and it was like, yikes! I don't know if Dricus is going to be able to survive this. He nearly got choked out by Derek Brunson, right? So yeah, we'll see what happens when we do the tape study. But for right now, we're going with Tom Aspinall. We're going with Tom Aspinall by KO TKO in the first round, because that's how he gets it done. That's how he moves. I don't expect him to change that up now. So yeah, Tom Aspinall by KO TKO. And that does conclude this prediction video. If you enjoyed it, I don't know, subscribe for more. I've got other content, you know. I've got like funny tier list videos. I don't know. Give them a look. You might find them mildly amusing. Anyway, subscribe, like the video. Peace and love. I'll see you around.